guys.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you. How are you guys doing today?
Yes, we're doing good, thank you.
Shivering.
Tell you what,
So, how was the day so far?
yeah, it's not been too bad. It's very rainy over here and cold.
Bit cold and wet.
But
Typical English weather.
yeah.
Yeah.
2 degrees, it's practically Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Good. So, guys, so your debut EP, the Ultimate Karma, was out on October 31st. So, would you like to tell me a bit on the songwriting and production that goes behind this new EP?
Yeah, well, we actually produced the EP with somebody called Colin Richardson, who you're probably aware of who he is.
Yeah.
Now I'm actually a painter and decorator by trade, and happened to do a paint and decorating job for Colin. I met him properly on that.
Mm.
And after some time talking to him on the job, he spoke to me and said that he decided that he didn't think I was done with songwriting because I was in a band previously, sort of 19 years ago now it'll be. And he said that he thought I still had something to do with music. So consequently from that, what we did was I talked about it with Colin for 2 years without actually doing anything. And then at the start of this year, I finally booted up this home studio that I have and started to record something. When I'd recorded something, I sent it to Colin and he said that he thought I had something, and much to my surprise, agreed to come and work on it with us. So that's how it all started.
Fantastic. And does that Ultimate Karma has some kind of a concept or a theme behind it?
Yeah, really, it does a little bit, and I think it's a record about people screwing you over and not getting away with it. That's generally the ongoing theme behind it. But in a positive sense, really, because the positive message behind it is that it all works out for the best in the end.
Mm. Great. And an amazing cover artwork that goes behind the album. So would you like to tell me a bit on the making of the artwork and the storyline behind it?
Well, I described to a graphic designer friend of mine that I know called Mike P, who also has a very popular radio station in the UK. A show on a popular radio station called The Autopsy Show, it's on Total Rock Radio. I knew he was a graphic designer, he's an old friend of mine, so I described to him what sort of a theme I wanted for the artwork and just asked him to come up with something that followed that theme. And when he got back to us with the cover art, we just thought it was fantastic.
Cool.
Yeah. Thanks very much.
Yeah. Cheers, Mikey.
Wonderful. And had the pleasure to listen to the EP in its entirety, and I have to say, great songs and amazing songwriting, and the vocals are amazing. The musicianship is top notch, and it has a blend of classic heavy metal, new metal, and a mix of everything. And the sound is pure raw and heaviness. So I enjoyed each and every song from this EP. And as a creator of the music, how do you guys feel about the outcome of this debut EP?
Oh, and it's been great. I mean, I answered an advert that Adam had put on social media about wanting a bass player. So that's how I got involved. I think I must have got home from a gig and just scrolling through after a beer or two. I went, oh, hey, up, he needs a guitar player. So we had a conversation shortly after that. Adam sent me some things through, and I started work at started working on the bass lines, and thankfully I had free range on that. It was my own interpretation, a lot of it, and then when it came to recording it, I was already I'd already got the material down, and then after that it was just a case of preference during the recording process, which bits would work well, and then after that I ended up playing a bit of guitar as well. So it's just been it's from a writing point of view, it's been fantastic. There's nothing like that creative element of when you're writing your own stuff. From a rehearsal point of view, it's just gelled from there because we're already we're already rehearsed after being in the studio, or home studio, but you know what I mean. So that's where we are, I think.
I mean, from my perspective, when I started writing the songs, I basically just sat down with my guitar and I started to play something and just went with what felt right. I drop tuned my guitar into drop A tuning because previously I'd worked in drop D tuning and I wanted something completely fresh. Yeah, something that was heavier, something that was fresh, and something that was going to inspire me to write something new. And it just sort of flowed from there. The ideas just came to me, really. I have a tendency of songwriting at stupid times in the morning. I'm always up very early in the morning. I'm always up at 5 o'clock. And at 5 a.m. in the morning seems to be the best time for me to sit down and put ideas down because I wake up with a completely fresh head. You know, none of the noise of the day is going through your head or anything. And quite often I will sit and put together an entire song in the space of a couple of hours. And then it's just about the fine tuning. But I think the important thing that we've done in this writing process as well is we've also not kept anything that doesn't work. We've stayed true to what we're doing. We've not fallen in love with our ideas too much that we're not willing to compromise and figure out what's best for the song. And I mean, Colin, who we worked with on the production, was a huge part of that because you need that other person that's away from the writing process to turn around and say whether they think you're doing something.
It should be there.
Yeah,
Shouldn't be there.
Yeah. You can be too involved with a song when you're writing it, and by the end of it, you don't. You know, some of the parts are too long, some of the parts are too short, and you need somebody to turn around and say to you, right, that just needs a bit of a tweak there. And the great thing about Colin is he's not forceful with his production ideas. He discusses with you ideas and works with you to make them your
Gets the
ideas.
best from you.
Yeah, gets the best, as Will said, gets the best out of you.
There's one thing I've learned from working with Colin, but certainly on this project overall, is don't fall in love with what you've written. I can go off if I've got an idea. If Adam gives me an idea for a tune, I'll go off, write the bass part or a guitar part or whatever, and then come back in after a week or two. We lay it down and then we discuss it as we're recording. And sometimes you can run away with your ideas when you're writing it, and when you're in that recording environment, you might come across, well, you don't really need that. That doesn't. It's a good idea, but it doesn't fit the song. So it's all about the song, and each individual part, whether it's a guitar, bass, or drum, has their own story to tell, really, and it's nice if you've got a tune within a tune, but it's ultimately it's how the piece works as a whole.
Yeah, it's a case of the three of us coming together and everybody working together to come up with the best possible outcome for the overall sound. It's not about any one person standing forward above anybody else, but working as a unit. And I think we're very good at that. There's a very natural chemistry between us all. It means when we get in a room and play together, there's nobody pulling for a different direction. Everybody's just working straight towards the same objective, which is to be as good as we can possibly be, you know, and sound as great as we can possibly sound. And I absolutely love that sort of flow and groove that we've got to our playing that gives the songs that kind of... I always think with metal, it's all good and well working in various time signatures and being overcomplicated, but what we all want to do is stand there at show and you want to be able to nod your head to it. You know, that's the fundamental of it all. Is if you can bang your head to it, it's good music. You know?
Less is more, definitely.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
The older we get, anyway.
It's okay writing a really complicated line, whether it's a bass guitar line or a drum fill or even a guitar solo. But if you can't cut it live, you really want to be in that position where it's muscle memory. You know, we're well rehearsed, we know what we're doing, we can play it, we go out and we do it. And we don't really want to be thinking about, you know, doing it in 16/4 or something daft like that. You know, it's just about getting the groove as we've got it, going out and playing it, and hopefully, you know, people will dig what we're doing. So, 6 feet.
I'll write that down in my pocket for you, mate. 6 feet far.
So yeah, it's all about getting the tunes down to a point where we can just do it blindfold and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Then we're not having to think about it, you know.
Great. And did you guys do something special on the day after release, kind of celebration or a release party?
What we actually did on the day of the release was we got together and we rehearsed room, rehearsal room, and we just played. And I think, to be honest, that was very fitting for us. I think that was the best kind of celebration of the release, was to be together and playing, you know.
A few beers.
Yeah, that's it. Because I mean, the plan is early next year we're going to go out on tour, which is currently being put together at the minute. But at this point, really, we're just pushing the release, and it felt right to all be in the same room playing the music together and celebrating it coming out. You know, I couldn't think of a better thing to do for the release, really.
And jamming new riffs as well. It doesn't stop there now that we've got four tracks out. You know, that was the easy bit. The hardest bit now is to keep it going. And especially with
keep the ball rolling,
especially with all the attention that we've been getting on social media and the like. You know, we don't want to get complacent and think, oh yeah, we'll be all right. You know, it's still the hard work is only just beginning, really, now.
Yeah, well, that's very true, because I mean, the way things are going, it has been brilliant, but you do feel that you are very aware that we need to keep the ball rolling. But that said, I mean, we're already writing some new tunes that are sounding absolutely epic, and I think every time we write something new, it develops even more into our own style, you know. So I had to worry. I think we've got it going on, really. I mean, I'm excited for people to see what we've got for them, you know.
Yes.
Beautiful. And speaking on the touring part, and are you guys going to focus only in UK as of now, or are there plans to go around Europe and North America for after that?
Well, the first plan is to tour in the UK. But we have also been speaking to contacts in sort of Holland and Germany and things. So I think the next place we'll branch out to after the UK will be to Europe and then further afield. But I mean, our plan is to take it all the way. So, you know, it's one of the things we've had is that the reaction to the EP has been so much bigger than we first anticipated, that we're kind of having to move very quickly on everything. We've got a music video shoot coming up in the next couple of weeks. We've got some stuff coming up in the major magazines in the UK, and things coming up in the next couple of months. We're kind of having to very quickly line everything up. So we didn't have a long-term plan when we first started as regards these things. We've had to just pull it together very quickly. That said, it's all kind of falling in our laps. We've been really lucky that you know, people have liked what we're doing, and it's making things like booking tour dates, getting featured in magazines, getting radio plays. It's making it very easy for us, you know, because, you know, we would really like to stay relatively independent doing it. I mean, I've been in, well, both me and Mark have been in signed bands before, and we both know that there's a huge downside to that with how record companies, a lot of record companies, not all, but a lot of them treat artists on the roster.
Bands, yeah.
You know, I was left owed a hell of a lot of money by a label that I was signed to with a previous band, and you know,
The worst bit is where you put everything in and you don't get anything out.
Yeah,
that's the joy of the side.
Our plan now is to remain as independent as we can, and only use the help we need, and really push it like this. And to be honest, so far it's absolutely paying off, because I would say a lot of the hits that we're getting for what we've got going on are coming a lot quicker than they ever did with anybody I was signed to, you know. But that's because you have your own interests at heart. So if I speak to people regarding the band, obviously I'm, you know, me and the band are the first priority. So there's nobody else overtaking that. It's literally when I speak to people, it's I'm giving them our creative life force and asking them to do something with it. And I think people can tell that as well. They can tell when you're passionate about something, and that really does help people get on board with working with us.
And today's technology's helped it big time.
Yeah,
From back in the day when we were doing it.
Yeah, well, same goes for me. Like, gone are the days where you have to have huge studios to work in, and even releasing records now is so much easier because you've got all the streaming platforms. Getting distribution back in the day was one of the hardest things you could to get, whereas now it's incredibly easy, which is both great and there's a downside to it as well, because it also means that it's available to everybody. So you've got to work twice as hard to stand out. But we're not scared of the hard work of standing out. We're quite happy to do whatever it takes. I mean, we've been going round gigs all around the UK. We've been going and seeing other shows, and we've got I'll show you. We've got these cards printed that have a band on the front, and on the back we've got all the social media and QR codes for it. And we'll go and speak to people at shows and hand out hundreds of them. But what we do is we do it targeted. We actually stop and speak to people and explain to them who we are, rather than just throwing a flyer at somebody. And I think that's great because I think you actually get a higher hit rate for that, because because people then sense your passion for what you're doing, and it excites other people. And I'm not one for I'm not one of those people who expects people to just like us. I want people to appreciate what we do, and for it to be their choice to follow us.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we write the music for us.
Yeah.
And if they want to jump on board and have a bit of a journey with a band, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, definitely. Sort of see the band and their followers as a family.
Yeah.
We couldn't do it without the fans. We're very appreciative, and we'll always take the time to speak to people and do what we can for people.
Yeah.
We're just three blokes that enjoy
playing music,
and
together as the three of us, we create really good magic.
We enjoy the creative process, but essentially, we're just three
old men.
I was gonna
speak for yourself.
Three guys that are just united for a love of music, and then if other folks enjoy what we're doing, then that's great. We'll carry on doing that. But we're not trying to please anybody. We're just doing it for ourselves. But if folks enjoy it and get behind it, then that's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been one for writing music to sound like anybody anyway. I just do what I do.
Yeah.
And so when I start writing, I just write, and if it sounds right, that's what comes out. I never think I want to sound like this band or another band. Obviously, we all draw influence from different places. We all have our favourite bands, but I think our sound is very much our own. And as you say, you can see all the different elements in there. Of all different sort of metal subgenres.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Great. And you also spoke about the working on your official music video. So would you like to tell me a little more details about the release and the work behind the music video?
Well, on the music video, we're working with a video producer called Sean Hodson, who's part of a company called L.O.C Films. Sean has worked with, and is at the moment working with, a lot of the big artists on the metal scene. He's doing bands such as Cradle of Filth, Lorna Shore. He's worked with Slipknot, Limp Bizkit, Slaughter to Prevail. The list's endless, really. He's sort of very current in the music video industry. Now, I got in touch with Sean, asked if I could have a chat with him about the possibility of doing a video with him. And I mean, he was an absolutely great guy, really laid back, really easy to talk to. So I just basically talked him through what we wanted to do. And Sean's big into producing horror movies and horror-themed videos, which I've always had a... Well, I've always had a vision, because we're doing the video for a track Step to Me. And I've always ever since I wrote that song, I've always had like a vision for a music video that's involved like a zombie apocalypse type theme with like toxic waste theme, and the band playing in an industrial setting with spilt barrels of toxic waste and ending up these sort of horrifically mutated creatures and things. And Sean loved that idea, and I'm especially lucky that my partner, she's actually an absolutely fantastic makeup artist. She's qualified in special effects makeup, so we're lucky enough that we have somebody who can help us create that. And where we live, we're quite rural where we live in the UK. There's loads of great locations, so I've got a brilliant like rundown barn location that's very close to where we're based. Where we're going to shoot the video. So really, it's just going to be horror themed, and yeah. And we're currently in the process of discussing with Sean the storyboarding behind it. So I can't give you a full lowdown of what's going to be in it because even we don't know yet.
No.
But I can guarantee you it's going to be something pretty special and pretty exciting and probably quite gory.
Surprise!
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. And speaking on the release of the Ultimate Karmas, like, did you guys release as a digital EP or there are physical copies as well?
Just made out about this.
Yeah, we've literally just been discussing this. Currently, it's only released digitally, but our plan is to get a limited edition of probably 1,000 copies pressed before we go on tour. But it will be a limited edition, sort of once they're gone, you know. But I have had we've had an awful lot of people getting in touch with us saying that they would like a signed physical copy. So that's our plan, is to do a physical copy, but a limited edition run.
I thought about vinyl as well.
Yeah, we've been discussing the possibility of doing some vinyl as well, just to make something that I think predominantly now digital's the way forward with releases. But I do also think that people like to have a physical release in their collection, especially, you know, hardcore music followers. So we will do a hard copy of it, but as I say, it will be limited to a certain amount.
Gotcha. Cool. And moving on, what would be the next plan for L.O.C? Are you guys gonna get into studio again, writing more songs, coming up with albums?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're currently working on new material as you speak. And once we've got like touring out the way next year, it will be a case of going to the studio, and we'll probably either work on a longer EP or maybe a full-length album. I mean, I don't think these days you're tied down to having to do a full-length album.
Yeah, people want an EP.
Yeah, and the good thing about EPs is you can keep the new music rolling in at a fairly good pace.
Yeah.
So we may well do another EP, but whatever we do, there will be new music in the new year. Kind of as soon as we have the time to get in and get it recorded. We're already working on and demoing new songs as you speak, but it's another thing finding the time to do them properly, you know. But no, there will definitely be new stuff coming in the new year.
And it sounds killer.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Amazing. And guys, finally, any message that you have for the metal fans around the world?
Well, keep supporting us, and if you don't already know who we are, you soon will.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's it. Yeah, that's it. Really, just come and join the L.O.C family, and
see.
And check out our EP and see what you think. I'm sure you'll enjoy.
Amazing. And guys, I want to thank you all so much for giving me today this wonderful opportunity. A real pleasure to meet you guys, and thank you.
Stay safe, man. Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you, Keith. Pleasure to meet you.
A pleasure, real pleasure. Take care and have a great rest of the evening.
Yeah, you
stay metal, people.
Yeah.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.